Jesus spoke concerning a great tribulation that would occur prior to God's intervention. Billions of believers ponder what the tribulation will entail. The word tribulation itself conjures up a diverse range of preconceptions and almost mystical ideas. It's time to unlock the mystery behind the Great Tribulation. Firstly, a little history of the Great Tribulation. The prophet Daniel foretold a time when mankind would experience unparalleled distress. He outlined that not only would all of God's people who are written in the book escape, but that would be a time of restoration which would follow, where those in the soil would rise up, would get a resurrection. Jesus knew that the Jews would suffer a tribulation with Roman armies besieging Jerusalem, but it made clear that his coming would follow immediately after a tribulation that would engulf mankind. Jesus didn't come in power and glory in the 1st century CE. Clearly, Jesus' coming follows a great tribulation which mankind experience in the 21st century. Revelation speaks of Christians, that's Revelation 7, speaks of Christians surviving through the Great Tribulation. They have partaken of the bread from heaven very clearly because they've washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Yes, the Great Tribulation is a worldwide situation. Jesus describes that these toxic events would affect the inhabited earth. Hence the Great Tribulation affects mankind on a global scale. Okay, it's time to unlock the mystery. It's simpler than you think. What does the Greek word tribulation actually mean? Jesus used the Greek word thlipsis, Thlipsis, thlipsis. That word encompasses the concepts of pressure, distress of mind, distressing circumstances, trial and affliction. How do various Bible translations render the word thlipsis? Number 1, anguish. Number 2, oppression. A third rendering is suffering. A fourth, misery. Pain and sorrow is number 5. Number 6 is distress. 7, affliction. Number 8, trouble. Number 9, hardships. 10, pressure. Number 11, terrible time. Number 12, persecution. Bear in mind that each of these words is accompanied by the word great. The Greek word for great used by Jesus in Matthew 24 is megas, M-E-G-A-S. Megas can mean large in size, vehement, intense, extraordinary, powerful, or arrogant. So we have the concept of on a global scale, intense anguish, intense oppression, intense suffering, intense misery, plentiful pain and sorrow, extraordinary amounts of distress, intense affliction, extraordinary trouble, intense hardships, intense pressure, truly a terrible time, and great persecution. At Luke chapter 21 verse 25, Jesus Christ described the situation which would occur just prior to his coming. And there would be signs of his coming which would follow this situation. There would be celestial phenomenon, and there would be the sign of the Son of Man. And before Christ returns, following these signs, he explained that the world would experience anguish of nations. They would see no way out of their distress. Anguish of nations. The Greek word that Jesus used for anguish is synoche, S-Y-N-O-C-H-E. Synoche refers to a distress of mind. It refers to anxiety. Jesus said, when you see the globe suffering affliction, distress of mind, intense anxiety, what should we do? We'll tell you in a minute what he said. I'm sure you're guessing right now. What percentage of the globe has been suffering distress of mind and anxiety around the world due to world events? It's been occurring on a global scale for the last 3 years, since early 2020. Great Tribulation means intense anxiety. Jesus spoke of an intense anxiety or distress of mind that would be happening on a global situation because of the roaring of the sea and its agitation. Isaiah describes that the wicked mankind are like the sea that's restless, bubbling up mire. So, wicked mankind causing distress to their fellows goes a little bit further than that, as our website will discuss. It's not just any portion of mankind, it's a particular segment of mankind which targets the rest of mankind and causes them distress. When did this intense distress of mind start afflicting mankind on a global scale? It started 3 years ago, as we've said, in early 2020. Mankind has been living for 3 years now with increasingly distressing circumstances and intense anxiety in many cases. Brothers and sisters, fellow Christians, we have been living through the Great Tribulation for the last 3 years. We've been living through great anxiety. We've been living through intense distress of mind on a global scale. As vile and as miserable and as satanic and demonic as these circumstances are for our fellow humans, Jesus Christ gave us hope. He stated that when we begin to see the nations suffer anxiety, when we begin to see them suffer anguish and distress of mind, what should we do? We should stand tall. We should lift up our heads. Why? Jesus Christ said, because we will soon be freed. God will free us soon. Our deliverance is getting near. We've been waiting all our lives for this event. And most of us don't even recognize that it's happening. I hope today that these insights regarding what Great Tribulation actually means will help you wake up to the fact that we're living in the most incredible time in human history. The prophets longed to be here. They wanted to be here at this time to see Christ return. Of course, many questions arise in our minds. Do God and Jesus have any part in creating this affliction upon mankind which we know as the Great Tribulation? Do they have anything to do with it whatsoever? Is the rider of the white horse, one of the horsemen of the apocalypse in Revelation 6, Is he Jesus Christ? Is Jesus Christ riding the white horse of Revelation 6? The answer will shock you. When will God halt the tribulation? How can I support earth's incoming King, Christ Jesus? We address all of these and many other questions in our website www.great-tribulation.com. Please take a look at our website and share and like, and we appreciate your time. We hope you found it uplifting.